If you're around my nebulous age, you're probably familiar with at least one of the Humongous Entertainment or Infogrames interactive point-and-click adventure series. Putt Putt, Freddy Fish, Pajama Sam, and Spy Fox. Back when libraries rented out edutainment CD-ROMs, my parents gave this cutting-edge new learning tool a go. Don't blame them, they didn't know any better. Led a bedroom when I was 2, Super Solvers when I was maybe 4, and Spy Fox at the intellectually nubile age of 5 or 6. I won't say I replayed these games out of some desire to recapture my youth, because I can't really remember ever doing anything more boring than being a 6-year-old, but I did replay them recently, and here we are. I feel like a lot of kids played Putt Putt, Freddy or Sam and missed out on Spy Fox, perhaps because it was intended for the highest age range, ages 7 to 8. Though recognising my galaxy brain even back then, my parents let me play it early. It's certainly influenced by a weird mix of elements. If you said it looked like an over-familiar parody of Bond, you'd be spot on. This is what you get when Get Smart and Inspector Gadget go furry. Spy Fox sounds very Don Adams.
I'm in there like swimwear.
And a character called Roger Bohr gives Fox his mission from a medicine cabinet at the beginning of the 3rd game in some weird cross-universe mashup. Bond's a weird choice for parody in a kid's game, since I'd hope no parents are showing their kids GoldenEye at age 7, but I guess it gives parents something to have a giggle at. I don't know what kid is going to appreciate a William Shatner impression, that's for sure. I think this is also where I acquired my taste for terrible puns.
The spy ear. That sounds interesting.
As an educational game and also a point and click, Spy Fox and Humongous had some hurdles in front of them. No kid wants to play this. So it had to be both entertaining and beatable to a tiny brainlet child. It then also had to provide enough educational value that parents wouldn't shrug it off as completely useless as a learning tool. Think about that for a second. This game had to please tiny children and mothers. God bless you, Humongous. In being an educational game, Spy Fox consistently solves one of the point-and-click's oldest issues. The items and gadgets are completely ridiculous, yeah, but there's no moon logic here. The games explain the gadgets as you get them, and the player's next task is always given to them in plain speech, even if getting that direction requires some problem solving of its own to track down, by presenting speech bubbles to various characters. Even when you're using a mint to see in the dark, the mint's purpose has already been clearly set up and explained. In this way, the game can be completely ridiculous but still be internally consistent and make sense in context. Sure, this makes the games very easy, almost as though they were made for children, but between this and the final puzzle of that one King's Quest with the lump of mouldy cheese, I know what I'd prefer to see. Despite this, the games very rarely totally condescend to the player. For example, if you come up against a group of enemies you can't get past, the most Spy Fox is going to do is say he might need a gadget to solve the problem. The kiddies still have to watch the cutscenes and figure out which gadget. I am basically saying these games for babies respect their audience better than pretty much anything with tutorial prompts or detective vision. Playing as an adult with Spy Fox's cold opens, Star Wars-y mid-series introduction, and its trust that you know how a mouse works, it's somehow less condescending than whatever fucking Ubisoft game. And Spy Fox is a game that asks you to count to 3 at one point. I have major respect for this. Treating children like they're intelligent people who just don't know some things yet is too rare, and I'm glad to have been shown that respect when I was younger. Shoutouts as well to how every character pronounces their words clearly and slowly, but not as though they're talking to a complete moron.
What handsome cufflinks. Are they gadgets as well, Professor Quack?
Again, the game is teaching without treating the kids like total idiots. I really do want to drive this home. I'm probably literally in debt to these games, and my parents for letting me play them. I go back to them now and see all the ways they were quietly pushing me into learning. What 6-year-old knows what latitude and longitude are? Or the ozone layer? The 3rd game taught me what a bouffant is yesterday. I could go as far as to wonder if the inclusion of Go Fish in the 1st game was to teach children about randomness and luck. It's worth saying that the Spy Fox games, and all of these point and clicks, suffer from the same issue I talked about in the Uncharted video. The puzzles are usually not actually puzzles, they just give you the solution in a different place to the place where you solve the puzzle. Example being the answer to this hieroglyph slab just being on the roof of the pyramid with no problem solving required. A counterexample would be a moment where you have to try to buy an item this shopkeeper can't reach, and use a gadget while his back is turned. The game could perhaps make it a bit clearer that items can still be used while animations are playing out, but this is a moment where the kiddies have to put two and two together. Even if it is kinda teaching them to steal? Sorry for switching the price sticker on that Transformer, Dad. As for other nice touches, I really like the ability to skip any animation or cutscene in the game by pressing escape. Speeds things up significantly from most point and clicks. One design idea you'd be very lucky to ever see again now is how all the Humongous games actually have several different series of events in every game. The scenario and plot remains consistent, but I believe each game had at least 3 sets of puzzles which would be randomly picked each time a new game was started. That's a lot of development effort to make a game more replayable, and I think the devs were wise to bank on small children replaying video games over and over. The same way I could rewatch Star Wars and Toy Story 3 times a week at that age. Sadly, I must recommend that no one ever play these games, despite my praise, due to the disgusting lack of New Zealand on the third game's map. This is truly unacceptable in an educational game, and the repercussions of this faux pas are documented at worldmapswithout.nz. Disgusting. Literally unplayable. We all know if the ozone layer was destroyed, Aussie is the first to burn anyway, but there they are, the entitled, mappable cunt. This has been a short one. There's only so much to say about point and clicks, and there's only so much to say about games made for small children. So here's the bit at the end where I do the feel-good thing. I want to thank my parents for picking out these games for me as a kid, and doing their best to let me indulge in my concerning new hobby, while also making sure I wasn't a complete slob with no life skills when the time came that I couldn't spend every spare moment playing video games anymore. Having played the Spy Fox games again last week, I genuinely think they reinforced my learning and development, and gave me an attachment to foxes, which I didn't know was mega gay until like a week ago. Jokes that I really hope my mum doesn't get aside, this video was basically just an excuse to say, love you mum and dad, thanks for giving me the space to figure this life shit out for myself, and always being there when I couldn't.
Grandfather Fox had a saying, "A penny in the hand is just a penny. You need a better job."